Good evening, my name is Katarzyna Nowicka and welcome to Poland Daily News. Some American media, as well as the Associated Press Agency, on Saturday announced Joe Biden as the winner of the U.S. presidential election. Donald Trump's lawyers, however, announced that on Monday they are to file lawsuits, mainly in terms of correspondence voting. In several states, the votes will be recounted. Yesterday, the American media announced Joe Biden as the 46th president-elect of the United States. Meanwhile, in 3 states, North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia, the difference in votes between the candidates remains too slight to indicate a winner. The count continues while thousands of supporters of the Democrat candidate have gathered in Delaware to celebrate the electoral success.
We're good. We're really excited. We came here from New York, and it's our 5-year anniversary, and this is how we're celebrating.
Really?
Yeah.
For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies, they are Americans.
Women of color have been the backbone of this country for a very, very long time, and it feels good to actually have one of us in power.
Once Joe Biden officially defeats Donald Trump in the presidential election, Kamala Harris will be the first person of South Asian descent, as well as the first woman ever to be a vice president of the United States.
But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities.
The incumbent president, Donald Trump, does not intend to give up and says he will not rest until the votes have been counted fairly. He also declares that his staff would question the election results in the courts. Observers were not allowed in the places where votes are counted. I won this election. I won 71 million legal votes. Bad things happened that our observers could not see. This has never happened before. Millions of postcards were sent to people who never asked for them. Donald Trump's enthusiasts have been demonstrating their dissatisfaction for several days. They accuse the organizers of the vote of falsifying the results in favor of Joe Biden. Yesterday, a protest took place in California. The video, which appeared on Twitter on November 5th, shows that Melania Trump is already moving out of the White House. Numerous photos and recordings have long indicated that the Republican's wife is not happy with him. Congratulations to the Democratic candidate are coming from all over the world. President Andrzej Duda expressed his hope of continuing the Polish-American cooperation. Congratulations to Joe Biden on a successful presidential campaign. Pending the nomination of the College of Electors, Poland is determined to maintain the high level and quality of its strategic partnership with the U.S. The Ministry of Health has published new data on the epidemiological situation. In the last day, over 24,000 new cases were reported, as well as 236 new deaths due to COVID-19.
The Polish Ministry of Health has reported 24,785 new coronavirus infections in the country. The highest number of infections, that is 4,245, was recorded in the Silesian region. The Lesser Poland Voivodeship is in second place and the Mazovian in third. 236 people have died of COVID-19 and coexisting diseases. The total number of coronavirus infections recorded in Poland since the beginning of the pandemic has risen to 546,425. The total number of deaths is 7,872.
Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has published a short film in which he encourages everyone to help in the fight against the coronavirus epidemic. The title of the short film is We Will Win Together.
Nie obrażać się na rzeczywistość.
Poland is a special country. Poles always dealt very well even with the most difficult situations. The pandemic is one of them. It's about the health of all of us. No one invited the coronavirus here, but it's here and we have to fight it together. We cannot get mad at the reality. We cannot argue with each other and cannot be rude towards each other. We have to help each other. A mature community fights together, especially when it comes to the health of my and your loved ones, the health of children, parents, and friends, and the health of our economy. It's all about Poland's future. That is why we are determined. We can fight this mortal enemy only as a Polish team. Experts, doctors, engineers, officials, inventors, volunteers, thousands of people joined the battle. You can join it as well. We will win this fight against the coronavirus together.
The Polish Territorial Defence Force has joined the battle against the COVID-19 epidemic in the country. Side by side with medical professionals, they are helping to treat patients diagnosed with the disease. We prepared the training, which ended on November 6th. It is a pilot training concerning the support of medical personnel in the care of a lying patient. On the first day, soldiers learned the theory of, among other things, psychological aspects in the care of a geriatric person and all the theoretical aspects of care of a lying person. The next 2 days are intensive practice, so the soldier learns all the basic elements that will help in the care of a lying person. They also learn to cooperate with medical personnel in order to be able to support them more effectively after completing such a course. The soldiers of the Territorial Defence Force have been actively supporting the society in fighting and alleviating the effects of the pandemic since March and are currently carrying out an operation under the code name Permanent Immunity, the objectives of which can be summarized in 5 words: prevent, identify, isolate, support, and restore. Some European Union countries have recorded a decrease in the daily number of coronavirus infections. However, there are many countries which have recorded a huge increase in the number of infections and have decided to introduce a lockdown in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
The Czech Republic has recorded over 11,500 new SARS-CoV-2 infections, which is 2,000 more compared to the previous week. There are over 60,000 new coronavirus infections in France, which means that the country has reported the highest number of infections in Europe. Due to the high daily number of COVID-19 infections, Portugal decided to declare a state of emergency. In the last 24 hours, the highest number of infections was recorded in Sweden and Denmark. 37,000 new infections and 446 deaths were reported on Friday in Italy. According to the Italian Minister of Health, the number of infections will not decrease unless a new restriction on movement is implemented soon.
That's all for tonight. Now on to Poland Daily Business with Aleksander Wierzejski and his guest. Good night.